Welcome back to the show. I'm Will Levenson. My friends call me Big Will, and this is Sports Verified. Last week, the Orange and Blue took to the gridiron for Florida football's first spring game in 3 years. Sports Verified lead correspondent Taylor Burr was on the field for our first look at head coach Billy Napier's squad.
There is a new excitement in the air at the Swamp as the Billy Napier era is officially here. The Gators' new head coach inherits a UF team that disappointed its fans a season ago, winning only 7 games. Napier has preached hard work, commitment to excellence as he attempts to bring Florida back to the top of the college football world. Napier, who served 4 years as the assistant for Alabama head coach Nick Saban, said he'll bring a lot of Saban's characteristics to Gainesville. It was evident on the field tonight as the competition level was fierce on both sides of the ball. One position Napier feels comfortable with is quarterback Anthony Richardson. AR-15 is a dual threat to work perfectly with the offense Napier ran at Louisiana, where he won double-digit games the last 3 seasons. With that said, there's a lot of potential for many new faces on the field this fall, as Napier said he will recruit the transfer portal very hard the next few months. Reporting from the Orange and Blue spring game, I'm Taylor Burr.
Thank you, Taylor. Indeed, competition level was fierce on the field, but Anthony Richardson and Team Blue came out on top in dominant fashion with a 34-0 victory. It's hard not to be impressed with the performance of Richardson, who was nearly perfect on the night. Expectations are certainly high for the third-year Gainesville native. On defense, young playmakers Donovan McMillan, DeJuan Black, and Derek Wingo gave Gator fans plenty to be excited about. If you haven't already, save the date for September 3rd when the mighty Utah Utes come to town because, oh boy, it's going to be a fun one. To pro football, where the 2022 NFL Draft is on its way, beginning Thursday, April 28th in Las Vegas. Quite a few Florida Gators are expecting to join NFL teams next week, starting with cornerback Kaiir Elam. Many expect Elam to be selected in the first 2 rounds, especially after Elam impressed scouts by running a blazing 4.39 40-yard dash at the Combine. Watch out for teams like the Buffalo Bills, Arizona Cardinals, and Cincinnati Bengals at the back end of the first round as landing spots for Elam. Other Gators likely to be drafted include defensive lineman Zachary Carter, running back Damian Pierce, edge rusher Jeremiah Moon, and offensive linemen Stuart Reese and Gene DeLance. The NFL Draft begins next Thursday at 8 p.m. on ESPN, NFL Network, and ABC. The change in weather has people returning to a sport that combines nature with athleticism. The Lead's Bradley Schimmel shows us how the activity is catching on in the Gainesville area.
As temperatures begin to warm, Gainesville residents are returning to a sport that combines nature with athleticism. Frisbee golf, otherwise known as disc golf, is a game which players must throw a disc at a target. Similarly to regular golf, the objective is to reach a target in as few shots as possible. Gainesville contains various courses that feature natural elements, which force players to adapt to their surroundings. Frisbee golf player Zachary Flaxman says he enjoys the natural aspect of the sport.
I mean, the whole sport is about nature, like all the holes are in nature. Obviously, it takes nature as a big aspect into it. There's a lot of obstacles like trees and lakes and stuff, and you just kind of got to work around that.
Gainesville's courses will continue to host more players on their greens in the coming weeks. Bradley Schimmel, WFT News.
That's all we have for Sports Verified. Now let's send it over to our social media reporters Emily Palazzado and Chris Sexena. They've been keeping you updated throughout the show on our social media platforms, but they join us now on set to explain how our show got started. Emily, Chris?